Hello and welcome to another update video about AVAX. So AVAX tries to break through this trend line here. Let's zoom out first. Take a look at the AVAX chart. Again here, problem with this chart is that we had a three-wave move to the upside into the 2021 highs. That's not necessarily bearish, but it just means that we didn't get an impulse to the upside. We need an impulse for, let's say, to be confident that a more lasting uptrend has been established. We don't have an impulse, so I have to be skeptical about this chart. Again, that doesn't mean it's bearish, but it just means there are, it will offer poor probabilities, this chart. Surely, it could go to new all-time highs, but then this would be an A wave, this would be a B wave, and a C wave. It's possible, but it would need to prove that to us because it's not a highly likely scenario. Could also turn into a triangle, A, B, C, D, E. Well, that's highly speculative. Or it could be bearish. It could be bearish in the sense that we say ABC structure up, then a wave 1 to the downside. We're now doing an ABC in a wave 2, come down in a third wave, 4, 5, and so on. So just be aware of the risks when we deal with a coin or with any chart that basically topped in 3 waves. That's always a bit problematic. However, we had 5 waves down. That's what we can see into the December lows. Then the price rallied in what I would consider a wave 2. And then this was the 5-wave move, wave 1 of 3. And we could now be moving up in wave 2 of 3. Resistance is between $14 and $18.55. So I'm not telling you the price will turn around there and crash down. It is a resistance area. It's basically just a pivot point. And as long as the trend is still up, we can easily push through. It's just sort of the first level of invalidation for a more bearish scenario. And to be honest, if AVAX is participating in any kind of bull run or more extended rally, this should easily be invalidated. Well, then the next view would be, however, that this is wave 2. So the larger degree wave 2, like this, okay? Very important to understand. Then we would be able to look at higher into the region between $36 to $82 next. Very, very important to understand that there are these two scenarios, and only above $82, really, something much more bullish can be considered. I mean, we can consider it before, it's just that we have no evidence for it, really, technically based on the chart. So looking at the short term, the chart so far has held support and seems to be pushing higher. Bit hard to say what this structure is, right? I mean, is this already wave 2? Possible, but it would be extremely shallow. Extremely shallow. Bear in mind what I give you is support. It's not a target, okay? It's just support. So sometimes wave 2s in crypto are extremely shallow. That's why I often emphasize that it's a good idea to scale in. So you can start very early with scaling in any kind of pullback, but keep the position small. And then you can increase the size as we're getting closer to the key support, in this case, $9.18. I mean, at the moment, you could argue maybe this was an A wave, this is a high B wave, and we come down in wave C, or this was already all of wave 2. That's not very clear at the moment because we don't really have a very clear microstructure, okay? But if we push higher, then we should next get into this region here between $14 and $18.55. I mean, if it looks like it just wants to keep going, so we might want to carefully assume that wave 2 is already in, but it's very early, and we would need a clear break above the wave 1 high. That's at $11.50, and then we can move higher towards this red resistance area, which would at the same time be the next target. And pay attention to this previous wave 4 high at $16. It's basically very close to the golden ratio here at $15.75. So there will be a certain overlap and key resistance before we then can look at $18.55 next. So no weakness at the moment visible. The altcoins are performing quite well. It's been a while that they've been doing that. It's good to see, and it doesn't seem to crash down immediately. So it's really good and seems like we might be doing the C wave. Again, there are just different ways of how this can be understood. Either we are doing here the smaller degree wave 2, or this larger degree wave 2 is ongoing, and then it would be A, B, C, okay? That's what I'm watching for at the moment. If it makes another higher low afterwards and another higher high, then something more bullish is going on. Yeah, that's my update about AVAX. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.